Hey everyone, welcome back. So today is obviously Friday. We are back in the swing of things and we're looking good in the market. The market was actually up today. NASDAQ, Dow Jones, all those were up for the most part. Bitcoin was up today also a little bit. Miners were up, kind of mixed bag in the miners, but we'll just do a quick dive in Bitcoin, Ethereum, look at the miners, see how they did today, and then we'll do a miner versus miner comparison for the medium-sized miners from May. Since we have all the data for them now, we'll go into them right now, then we'll do the large miners, and then we'll do the small miners in the following videos. But as always, not financial advice. You guys know the drill. Invest in following coins and companies, and let's get into it here. So Bitcoin right now, looking at the daily chart, is at 21,358. So it has been doing pretty good here in the last day or two. It's been kind of going back up. It's kind of nice to see. We saw that kind of trend happen on the 1 hour chart where we saw the RSI staying flat. Prices have been going up, which is good, and it's a continuation of that. So we'll see where we get to. Obviously, we look at the RSI right now. We're at 61. Last time we were right around here. We were obviously lower in price, so that's obviously still a good sign there heading into the weekend. We'll see how this plays out. We obviously have the Bitcoin options expiry, I believe, today. But I don't think there's much going on there. But going into the weekend, and then obviously we have the end of the month next week. That's obviously going to be an important part because there is a lot of options in that. I think around 2 billion or something like that. And that may be a turbulent time for us next week. So, but right now, I'm happy with the way Bitcoin's looking. 21,360. We've been crawling back up slowly, which is good to see. I don't want to see these huge spikes. I want to see nice baby steps going back up, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So this is good. Ethereum has also run back up nicely today. It's actually up 8.5% on the day compared to Bitcoin, which is only up 1.29%. And Ethereum is getting a little overheated here on the RSI on the 1 hour chart. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little pullback on that one. It's just went up a little bit too fast, too high. So yeah, but we'll have to see how that one plays out as well. Over the weekend, obviously no trading on the weekend for institutional investors for the most part. Obviously Bitcoin's still trading. So we'll see how it goes on that one. All right, let's take a look at the miners, see how they did today. Annie was up 2.99% to 70 cents, up another 1% in the after hours to 71 cents. Argo was up 9.52% to 46 cents, no after hours trading. Bit Digital was up 6.45% to $1.65, flat in the after hours. Bitfarms was up 8.7 to $1.50, down a little bit in the after hours right now to $1.44. CleanSpark was up 3.14 to $4.93, down a little bit in the after hours to $4.92. Core Scientific was up 1.95% to $2.09. DigiHost was up 4.13% to $1.26, down a little bit in the after hours to $1.25. DMG was up 6.49 to 20 cents. High Blockchain was up 10.53%. I think there was Zax or somebody had come out with a price target for them at like $33, $34, I think something like that, or 36, right around that range for them. So I wonder if that's kind of helped the stock run up a little bit here today. So it's up 10.53 to $3.57, up a little bit more in the after hours to $3.59, which is good. Hut 8 was up 7.45% to $1.73, down a little bit in the after hours to $1.70. Iris Energy was down again today to $1.29, $3.05, up a little bit in the after hours now to $3.15. Obviously, the news of their slowing down growth is obviously having a pretty big impact on the stock, it looks like. Lexfolio was down 14% to 9 cents. Marathon was up 5.25% to $7.42, up a little bit more in the after hours to $7.54. And Mawson was down 8.09% to $1.25, up 7% in the after hours to $1.34. Riot was up 5.06% to $5.19, up a little bit more in the after hours to $5.26. And finally, Stronghold was up 4.95 to $1.91, up 5.76% in the after hours to $2.02. So a lot of green in the mining stocks today, which is good to see. So now we'll just get into the miner versus miner, look at some numbers, and we'll call it a day. So the medium miners are obviously Bit Digital, Stronghold, Bitfarms, Mawson, Argo, Hive, CleanSpark, and Hut 8, and that is based on their future hash rate. So anybody that's going to be above 2.5 exahash and below 10 basically falls into this medium-sized miners. Anybody below that is obviously the smaller miners. Anybody above that is the large miners. So this is our group here, and we'll take a look at see how they did for the month of May. Let's take a look at it here. So May, it looks like BitDigital had 53 coins that were mined. It's a decrease, obviously, of 22 from the prior month. Hive was at 459.2, and this is their combination of Bitcoin equivalents. So they do mine Ethereum and possibly sell it into Bitcoin, or that's just the way that they're calculating it. So that's at 459. So they were obviously the leader here for the month of May. Bitfarms was at 431, so a close second to them, and they were obviously up 26 from the prior month. CleanSpark was at 312, which was a decrease of just 1. Mawson was up 185, up 1. Hut 8 was 309, basically flat for the month. Stronghold was 198, but that's from March, so that's way off. They haven't provided any updates since then, and I think this was based on what they mined for, I believe it was the quarter, if I'm not mistaken. So we're not going to go by them at all. Argo was 124 in May, so that was actually a decrease of 42 on them. Compared hash rate has obviously been increasing for the most part on all of these guys here. If we look at it here, monthly hash rate, let's see if we can get these numbers to kind of fit a little bit better in here, so we can get all the whole list in here. Let's see here. That one's full. There we go. Now we're getting all of them in here. Okay, so we got Sphere and Stronghold at the very end here. Bitcoin we could probably remove. We don't need Bitcoin in here, unless we wanted to track the Bitcoin network hash rate. We should probably even take a look at that too, see how that's doing. So maybe we'll do that at the end of the video. But we'll delete that. All right. Now I got everybody in here. So Argo obviously was pretty flat here for the first couple months. They obviously had a nice increase of about 300 petahash in May from April. BitDigital actually went down from April to May, and that's because they were their miners were hosted by companies up in New York that had I believe it was a fire at one of the substations or something like that. That obviously took out service from them to be able to mine, so that's why they're down there. Bitfarms increased by about 100 petahash to 3.4 exahash. CleanSpark increased also by about 100 petahash to 2.5 exahash. Core increased about 300 petahash to 9.2. And DigiHost was at 597. That one came down from 1,000, which they reported in April, but they were just testing it, so that's not accurate there. So 597 is more accurate on that. So that's kind of in line. So they did increase a little bit from April based on that. DMG was at 612, increase of about 12 petahash. Hive was at about 3.4 exahash, and that's Bitcoin and Bitcoin equivalent. So that was an increase of about 30 petahash. Hut 8 was up about 150 petahash. Iris was up also about 130 petahash. Lux, I don't have Lux in here. I don't know why. Let's see what was Lux. Lux was at the end of May. Let's see, what do we got him at? May, I still have him at 180, looks like, for May. So that might be the same. What do we have? 180, so that's the same. Marathon was at 3.9, up a little bit, so almost 18 petahash up. But they have a lot of miners that are going to be energized, supposedly in June. We'll see if that happens. Mawson was up about 100 petahash. Riot was up about, I'm showing Riot was actually down from April, which is kind of weird. 4.684, unless something changed here. I'll have to take a look at that one. Excuse me. And then Sphere was at 100. Stronghold, we don't know on that one. So for the most part, these guys have been getting more miners installed, which is good to see, as always. Monthly Bitcoin production, we went through all these numbers here. So here's the thing that we're kind of looking at is how many BTC per petahash was each one mining. So on the miner stats, if we look at it for the month of May, we'll do this just descending. So the best one to the worst one performing here. So obviously BitDigital came in the best, but that's based on, they were mining some for the beginning of the month. Obviously they had a problem at the New York plant that got shut down. That obviously resulted in them mining. It comes up as mining more, but they were actually shut down for part of the month, which caused the hash rate to fall down, but they still mined X amount of Bitcoin prior to that. So that's why they're at 14.73, which isn't probably realistic for a full operation like that. Hive is at 13.51. I would think Hive would be obviously probably the top one here, because BitDigital, we know of the decrease in mining and the amount of miners being turned off because of the electricity problems. So that's what contributed to this being a lot higher than it should be. Bitfarms was at 12.67, so number 2 in my opinion. CleanSpark was number 3 at 12.48. Mawson at 12.33. Hut at 11.31. Stronghold at 10.39. And Argo was way down at 6.51, down here, 0.0651. So obviously Hive, Bitfarms, and CleanSpark did the best out of the bunch here as far as BTC per petahash goes. And we'll see how June comes out on that one. But here's what we got as far as market cap. So market cap is also kind of funky looking here. So if you look at BitDigital, obviously BitDigital has only current hash rate of about 363 petahash right now. They have a much higher market cap right now than some of these guys that have a much higher petahash rate right now. So like Bitfarms is at 3.4. Bitfarms is valued at almost 300 million. BitDigital is valued at 521 million. I know that they don't have a lot of debt or almost no debt, but still, I think they are just currently a little bit overvalued from where they should be with the rest of their peers. And if they were with the rest of the peers, it should be closer, probably 250 million or something like that, instead of 521 million that they are right now. Stronghold is at 92 million. Bitfarms is at 300 million roughly. Mawson's at 90. Argo is at 200. Hive is at 300. CleanSpark is at 203 million. And Hut is at 301 million. Obviously, before we had this huge correction that we're in right now, or bear market, recession, whatever you want to call this, these guys were above 1 billion in market cap valuation. Obviously, that's what happens when Bitcoin falls back down. So here's what we have for them for the for the current quarter that we're in and the last 3 quarters. So BitDigital is about 38 million. Stronghold would be about 52 million. Bitfarms is 182 million. Mawson is at 65 million. Argo 92 million. Hive is at 216 million. CleanSpark at 125 and Hut 8 at 154 million for revenue. And then if we're going the 75% net income from gross revenue with a PE of 20, we're looking at $1.81 for the stock price on this. So they are $1.65 right now. So they're a little bit, based on that, you would think that they are a little bit undervalued on it, but I think they are overvalued right now based on the market cap at least. Stronghold is at 14 or 1640 by my estimates. If it were at 20 PE, we're about $14 shy of where we should be. Bitfarms about $13. We're about $12 shy in that one. Mawson at 13.5. We're about $12.3 away. Argo $3.18. So we're $2.71 away from that. Hive $39.62. We're at $36 away from that. CleanSpark, I have them at 45. They're $40 away from that, and Hut 8 is at $13.27, so we're about $11 from that. So that is a difference of 10% for BitDigital, 759% from Stronghold. Bitfarms 818, Mawson 986, Argo 578, Hive 1010, CleanSpark at 826% upside, and Hut of 667. Based on if Bitcoin starts pumping back up, we start getting closer to that 20 PE ratio. This is where I think they should be. So that is obviously a huge increase in where they are from now, basically. Current hash rate, and future hash rate. So BitDigital is about they're 0.36 exahash right now. They're going to be about 2.7. They're about 13% installed right now. And that is maybe why, the only reason I think that why they're getting such a market cap right now is because they are so little installed base. And all the other miners are here, they just got to get installed. So I think that's why they're possibly getting a benefit of the doubt from investors and getting that. Hopefully they can get these miners installed relatively quickly. Stronghold is about 1.9 exahash. They're going to be about 5.3. Bitfarms at 3.4. They're looking to be about 7.5. Mawson is 1.5, going to be about 3. Argo is at 1.9, going to be about 3.7 roughly. Hive is at 2.1, going to be about 4. CleanSpark is going to be 2.5, going about 4.4. Hut is at 2.6, and they're going to be about 3.2. We do know some of these guys like, who is it? Argo, Hive are going to get the AC miners from Intel. That's going to obviously increase their hash rate. We don't know how much it's going to increase it, but we do know that's coming. Once we get more data on it, we will obviously update it. But it is obviously 13% for BitDigital, currently operational, 35% for Stronghold, 45% for Bitfarms, 50% for Moss, and Argo is at 51%. Hive is at 55%, CleanSpark is at 56%, and HUD is at 82% right now installed. So most of these guys still have a ways to go for getting their miners installed, and as they report getting new miners installed, those numbers obviously may come down even more depending on how far they're growing. BTC HODL reported was obviously BitDigital had 793, so that's about 16.3 million. Stronghold was 340, about 7 million there. And Bitfarms was 6,000. They obviously sold some this month, about 3,000. So that's going to be about 60 some million or something like that. Mawson, 0. Argo was at 2,379, so that's 49 million. Hive at 3,186, so that's 65 million. CleanSpark is at 550, so that's 11 million. And HOT 8 is at 7,078, so that's 146 million. And market cap, or HODL to market cap, it's BitDigital 3.14% of their market cap is HODL position. Stronghold is 7.62. Bitfarms is 42%. Now it's going to be probably half that, so 20%. Mawson is at 0. Argo 23.9. Hive is at 22. CleanSpark is at 5. And HOT 8 is at 48%. So that's quite a lot of HODL to market cap. That's why I keep saying they're way undervalued, all these guys. And then this is from our quarterly results that we did as far as what they reported: total current assets, total current liabilities, the current ratio, looking at total liabilities, total equity, and then the debt to equity ratio. We came up with all those numbers, and we did a video on that already on those. So like I said before, all these guys are pretty much overvalued or undervalued right now. Overvalued is BitDigital in my opinion right now. They're nowhere near where their peers are, and they're only at 363 petahash compared to everybody here is above 1 exahash and knocking on 2 exahash or even higher. So all these guys way undervalued. Obviously Hive is coming up as the number 1 here, followed by, who would that be next? Mawson, CleanSpark, Bitfarms, Stronghold, and then HOT 8, based on my numbers that I'm seeing right now. So that's it. Miners are undervalued. Bitcoin's going back up, which is good. Obviously, we'll see how things play out over the weekend. We'll do the videos on large miners as well, probably tomorrow. And then we'll get into the small miners as well. And then we'll see what else happens during the week, next week. And June is almost over with. It's amazing to think that June is almost over with. I mean, the time is just flying like that. So we'll get the June numbers from all the miners in July, which will be 2 weeks away or something like that. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out. And I appreciate you guys watching very much. The spreadsheet is available to Patreon members. Thank you to my Patreon members for their continued support. Hope you guys have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next videos. Until then, bye.